All right. Let me put this the whole Silicon Valley Bank stuff in perspective. Like, I guess everybody has to stop the. I know everybody's like now the MOAS is coming because of the bank stuff. Listen, here's the deal. That bank, you already know, gave loans to like startups in the tech space. Okay, tech space wasn't doing good. These small startups, they couldn't pay back their loans. So obviously, this bank, SVB, turned around and tried to create liquidity on the market by dumping a bunch of shares. Everybody saw what was coming. There was rumblings about, whatever. Just gonna leave it at that. Some big names started taking their money out, and some other funds started running. And that led to what you saw today, where everybody was going, taking their money out, whatever. Then the regulars came in and basically, FDIC came over and took it over because it was getting like bananas. Um, Let me just tell you the the real picture of what this is. Okay, that bank, it's not a young bank. It didn't start like a year ago. That bank's been around for like 30, 35 years, something like that. 35, 40 years, whatever. The amount of money that it had inside, a good portion of it isn't FDIC insured. It's also a Silicon Valley bank. So that Mountain View, like San Francisco area, the tech sector, that's people that have a lot of money in the bank, more than 250,000. Neither here nor there. Let me talk to you about how this poses a risk going forward. One, people are nervous now. So anticipate people trying to take out money rushed out of banks. I warned everybody to try to always keep cash on hand. Cash is bullshit, but you need it. I told people about the gold, silver, some crypto, have your household affairs in order, food, everything. Because, Lambo, fear and money tends to do stupid things. Now, let me tell you exactly where this spills over into the market and continues. Some banks have acted stupid. I'm not going to say which one because obviously there's been problem with deposits in other banks all of a sudden because everybody's fearing the bank stocks, what they're going to look like come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The tech sector, a lot of them banked with this bank. I'm already getting heads up that, like always, the Park Avenue branches, people were turning around and basically going there and trying to take out their cash, like big name people. Okay, just to let you know, one motherfucker in particular, pretty big for a motherfucker like that to be running across the street to take out cash. Let me tell people, everybody, just calm the fuck down. FDIC came in, they got enough money to shore up this bank, take it over, and get themselves a new buyer to take it over. That's no problem. Banks are going to start taking hits. But I can tell you something. You're going to have the government shore this up, even if they got to print the money. The high interest rates haven't even hit yet. And this bank went up, can't, because the people couldn't pay back their loans. Now, that's what I'm going to talk about, how this relates to these heavily shorted stocks and the people that are shorting them. You have to understand something. The reason they had to turn to the street to dump all those shares to raise up that 2 billion is because the companies that they gave startup loans to, the economy dried up for them. Okay, and this coming interest, they couldn't pay back their loans. Doesn't that sound familiar? Little startups, little D's. The little D's are facing a world where they're not going to be able to cover their daily operating cost to borrow. So, this will spill over. You're not in danger. You don't got to go run. That's motorcycle. You don't got to go and mug your bank. You don't got to like hold your ATM hostage. You don't have to do any of that crazy stuff. But this is the first wave of these types of failures going forward and banks acting stupid. This is the beginning of the chicken apocalypse, okay? The planet is not going to end. It's not like that. But it shows you what's coming. If you want to look at Wall Street, what led Wall Street on this craziness was it was easy money to borrow. So they took that money and they went crazy on the market. They shorted everything. It was just bananas. They just went nuts on it. And now, my favorite saying, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. This is how it goes down. So they're going to plug this. They're going to be fine. The people are going to get their money like Monday and stuff like that. FDIC is taking over, whatever. You know, the other banks, their bank stocks are going to get hit. People are going to pull out. Tech sector is going to go. This is the beginning of it, okay? Like I said, this is the opening phase of this whole craziness. If you don't believe in the chicken apocalypse, trust me. If you were running to this bank today to get your cash out, you believe in the chicken apocalypse. It's all going to start. Are you going to die today and stuff and the world going to end? No. They're going to continue printing the money, showing up the bank. Now, when this thing starts to spiral out of control, hit other banks, and I don't even want to talk about that because people just get bizarro. This will spread, but it's not going to spread like, oh my God, everything's in. No, it's not like that. They're going to turn around and do this as a controlled like downturn. I warn people about this because in 2019, anybody ever read my book in the first like 2-3 pages, I was talking about we were heading in this direction. And then it was put off because the government put a lot of money out there because of the relief funds. But then everything tightened up. You have right now society getting off of these like government assistance programs. One second. It's the weekend. Everybody's running around. You have to understand. You find yourself in a situation where inside the United States, we're going through a downturn. Where we're at right now is just the very, very beginning of it. Just the fact that the Fed said that they're going to put higher interest rates higher than higher, like, look, not for nothing, but that just lit the fuse. Relax. That's what I tell people. If you prepare for things as it goes down, little bit, you'll be fine. This is not the last bank that's going to have this. Okay? But please understand, as this starts to spiral out of control, this is like the little boy putting the fingers at the dam. After a while, he runs out of fingers and toes. You can't control this. This is something that's huge. We're going down the road. We're going to have a $51 trillion deficit. This is it. People don't understand the big picture of all this. The federal government's going to go broke. Your mailman's going to go out of business. You don't understand everything. Everything. I mean, the FBI, everything is going to go out of business. The judges, the federal courts, everything. Even in the future, you know, like the military getting pay and pension, that's going to go. But for now, it starts with little things like this. And then it starts to go bananas. How does it affect us in heavily shorted stocks? Simple. The other side, they get tied out money, their portfolios. How much of it is in? All my neighbors are heading, driving, cruising the beach, all that kind of shit. So just bear with it. I'm not going out there. Fucking tired of that stuff. I'm gonna drive around in a circle and make fucking noise. I'm too old for that shit. These funds, their portfolio is made up of a lot of tech. This is a tech bank. A lot of companies have their money. This is just the beginning. You're going to start seeing the ramifications. Remember that news piece where the guy said that the banks are solid, they're safe, and I was like, you out of your fucking mind. Now here we go. A month or two ago, I did a video talking about that the FDIC is this much in the billions, and the amount they got to cover in deposits is in the trillions. Please understand, right now we're okay, but we're not going to be in the future. So all joking aside, I'm telling you, get your household affairs in order, because Ain't nobody coming to save you, okay? So somebody very close and dear to me something this morning, and I told her something. It was just interesting because I said that, you know, the poor hate the rich, and they think that the rich is evil, whatever. You know, like, you got to get that out of your mind. The new rich and the new poor is who's prepared and who's not prepared. Because if you had 500 million in a bank that disappears, you're poor. You got nothing if you didn't set nothing up. If you're a regular person that set things up and can weather the storm, guess what? You're rich. A lot of things are changing, people. You have to understand the rules are changing. Okay? America is beyond fucked up. I'm telling you, prepare now, because this should be your first like little bell ringing, like the apocalypse is coming. Okay? What if this would have been Bank of America, Citibank, and Wells Fargo all in one day? Slam, gone, pensions, got everything. What if at the end of the day, next week, supermarkets would have shut down doors? Prepare, because this kind of shit, this one not now, not yet, but this is just the beginning of what's coming. So, Chai love.